I think the fun was in the chase, so to speak. I think the fun was in the chase, and then the characters finally got together, and then literally like every chapter had just sex from that point. I don't know. It felt like it was more interesting in the chase leading up to them getting together, and then it wasn't as interesting after they start fucking. You know, eventually you just get desensitized just seeing characters fuck, you know? Like, you're just seeing people smush butts. It's really awkward that I'm talking about smushing butts, and then I literally just got an email from the Cancer Research Institute saying thank you for your donation. That was you guys raising money in August, because I had my surgery in August. Yes. You had surgery? Oh, no, okay, sorry. I'll provide the context for people who don't know. I had cancer in 2019. I was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer in my head/neck, and I had surgery to remove the cancer, and it was successful. And I'm 6 years cancer-free now. I have a pretty nasty scar that goes from just in front of my left ear. It goes down the side of my head in front of my left ear. Then it wraps around my jawline, and then it goes down to basically like the middle of my neck. I guess where like the front bit of your neck is. But yeah, I had cancer, it got removed, everything seems all good, everything's all fine, I got very fortunate. But yeah, as something I've always wanted to do is raise money and give back, because I got fortunate. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't get fortunate. Hello, Muyu. Your scar is proof that you survived a tough battle, not nasty. Thank you, Muyu. How do you even get diagnosed? Oh, I can talk about it, yeah. So it was a fairly rare form of cancer. I still don't really know how it happened. Apparently it just, your cells decide to say fuck you, I guess. But basically I was, I think, brushing my hair, running my hands through my hair. Basically got to the point I rubbed my finger underneath my ear, and I felt like a lump. There was just like a small lump underneath my ear, and I didn't know what it was. And at first I was like, oh, that's weird, and just ignored it. Don't do that. And then after a while, like maybe like a week or two later, I noticed, oh, the lump is bigger. I can feel that it's bigger. So I went to the doctor and said, hey, I've got this lump under my ear. Any idea what it could be? And they said, oh, it feels like it could just be like an infection. I'll give you some antibiotics. If it doesn't go away, then come back and we'll see how we go. So I take the antibiotics, obviously doesn't do anything. Lump continues to get bigger. And then I go back. They say, oh, that's weird. Okay, we'll get you an appointment with a radiologist. So I go to see a radiologist, and they do an ultrasound on it. And then the ultrasound, they can't figure out what it is. Also, having an ultrasound on that part of your body is really weird. It's also really concerning where the person who's operating the ultrasound is going, what the fuck is that? Under his breath, and then asks for other people to come in the room and then look at it, and they all look at it and they're like, huh. Like you have like a doctor come in who's like, I don't know, got like a career in probably like multiple decades, and he goes, huh, that's not normally something you want to hear. So yeah, that was the ultrasound being inconclusive, and then they say, okay, we'll need to do something else. And so they do a fine needle aspiration, and if you don't know what a fine needle aspiration is, I hope you never have to do it, because it fucking sucks. So what they do is they stab you and then suck out stuff from the thing that they stab, and basically use that to try and determine what it is. It's pretty awful. I go to the place and they're like, okay, this is going to be maybe a little bit painful. Would you like to get local or full anesthetic? And me thinking, oh, it's probably not that bad. I'll have local, please. Big mistake. Probably should have asked for the entire thing. Or I think they said, was it local or just non? Maybe they just offered local and then non. And I think I said, oh, I'll have local anesthetic, please. So they gave me a local anesthetic, and I laid there. And then essentially what happens was a doctor is like leaning over me because I'm lying down sideways because it's under my left ear. And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to get like a better angle. So he's essentially just like leaned over like my entire body and just like trying to stab me with a needle from like below because it's tucked under my ear, right? So he's like forcing my ear forwards and then stabbing me in the thing. And even with local anesthetic, that fucking thing hurt like a motherfucker. And then the worst part is he stabs you and then he moves it around to try and like get enough of the sample to then pull it out. So he is essentially just like, I've just been stabbed in the head, and then he's like stirring inside of you. And I went, ah! He was like, I'm sorry, this probably hurts a lot. And I was, yes, it was fucked up. So he does that, and then he gets after he's like, I guess, moved it around enough, pulls it out, and then they start looking at it immediately, and then I'm hearing them going like, what the fuck is that? Because there was like 3 people in the room, and I'm like, oh my god, this is bad. I've had 2 different places be like, we've no idea what this is at initial inspection. Also, local anesthetic, when it wears off, fucking sucks. I don't know if you've ever had local anesthetic, but the pain of local anesthesia leaving your system is fucking horrible. It hurts so much. It's genuinely awful feeling anesthetic just goes out of your system. It's like, ah! So not only does it hurt when you're actually having it and it feels like it didn't really do anything in the first place, it then hurts even more when the actual pain numbing goes away. It's pretty awful. And then yeah, like I think later that week, I'm just like having a conversation with friends, and then I get a call from my doctor, and they're like, hey, can you come by? We've got your results. Stupid Clio, who's been very fortunate, and I guess, well, maybe not stupid, ignorant Clio, I guess, who's been very fortunate and hasn't had too many health complications in life. I just kind of didn't realize like what that meant. It's normally not a good sign when your doctor calls you saying, hey, can I talk to you about your results? Anyway, I'm walking home, stop by the doctor. I'm like, oh, I'll just stop by the doctor and then I'll go home and I'll play some games. Stop by the doctor, says, hi, welcome, by the way, you have cancer. And I start bawling my eyes out in the doctor's room. I just start crying uncontrollably, like, what the fuck? I'm young, why am I getting cancer? And so that was pretty awful. And then I went, instead of going home, because I didn't walk home. I was walking to the car, because I parked the car in like the area where all the shops were. And then I got to my car and I was like, wait a second, there's a bottle shop nearby. I bought a 48 pack of alcohol, of beer, and I was like, I'm gonna drink all of this tonight. And then I went to McDonald's and I got the worst order ever. I think I got like a Big Mac and then like nuggets and then like something else, and then I got like the ice cream as well, and I was just like sobbing my eyes out whilst driving home, just crying uncontrollably. Like I was crying uncontrollably in the McDonald's and the beer place, and like they were just like, what the hell's going on? And then I went home, and then I had sent a message in my family group chat being like, by the way, they told me I have cancer. And my sister is a bit silly and was like, oh yeah, but that's fine, right? Because she got benign and the other one mixed up, and now I'm forgetting what the other one is called. Malignant, yes. She got malignant and benign mixed up. And she was like, oh yeah, but you're fine, right? And I was like, no! And then my family were overseas. Like, my parents were on a holiday. And they woke up. Just so happened to see my message from me saying, I have cancer. What do I do? And they basically just like panic called me, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna figure out what to do. We're gonna go home. We're gonna get an emergency flight home. So I basically ruined my parents' holiday that they had looked forward to for like the whole year. They were looking forward to this holiday, and I ruined it. But they did get to fly first class, and then it got covered by their insurance. So they were pretty happy about that. Maybe not the reason they were flying, but they got to fly first class and get treated like royalty on the way back from Europe, which is a very long flight. So they were like living the life of luxury for 28 hours or something. Yeah, I had the cancer, and then they were like, blah, 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 blah. What was it? Do you want to go to a doctor, like a surgeon? Yes. Which one do you want? Do you want a public or private? And I was like, I'll go private, please. And then I saw the doctor on a Friday, I think. And then I had the surgery the following Wednesday. It was like a 5-day turnaround from initial appointment to getting it removed, which is pretty quick. And then my parents, I think, arrived just like the day of, I think. Public would have been like 3 weeks wait, I think. I think was the quote I got. So I was like, I have private health insurance. This can probably get covered. So yeah. Anyway, long story short, we're all good. We're all good. Got it removed. I used to get yearly MRIs. Now I don't have to get yearly MRIs. I get them every 2 years. Didn't get one this year, so I think I have one next year. I don't know how. I mean, they gave me a 30-70 chance. Like 30% chance I would not be alive in 5 years. And like, that was scary to hear, because I was like, 30%? That's high. It's not the worst odds, definitely. Like, I'll take 70-30 over what, unfortunately, other people have had. But, yeah. Also, there's probably other things that are factoring into other people's unfortunate passing away, right? It might not just be the cancer, it might be, like, age-related. But that was just the number that they gave me, was 70-30. So, yeah. Thankfully, still going, still chugging along, still streaming. And so, yeah, long story short, here we are. Still going strong, still streaming, and now that's why I did the Cancer Research Institute charity stream, because I wanted to give back, because unfortunately not other people are as fortunate as I am in terms of being successful with the cancer treatment. So I think it's one of those things where I always wanted to give back to charity. I just didn't know how to really do it. I thought about doing it in previous years, but then figured, well, I'm in phase now and I've got a bigger platform than before, so maybe we can do like a cool thing together. So eventually it happened, and then yeah, everyone was willing to hop on to play some map games, so we played some Civ, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. You know, it is something that affects all of us, so hopefully one day we will have a cure. Hopefully. And hopefully, you know, funding places like CRI can hopefully make a difference eventually. Yeah. Imagine going for a regular health check and they call in the entire health department. It kind of felt like that twice. It was just like, oh yeah, here are all these trained professionals, and they don't know what's going on in my ear/head type thing. Cancer sucks. It unfortunately affects all of us. It's very hard to avoid. It's such a, I think, common thing, unfortunately, that, you know, it is what it is. Does wearing headphones still hurt your ear? Well, I've tried wearing headphones recently and it was okay, but for the longest time I couldn't wear headphones, so I wore IEMs instead, and I still wear IEMs. I was playing with my wiener. I play with my wiener all the time. I stroke my wiener often. I also pat my wiener, and then I also play fetch with my wiener, and then I feed my wiener. Artists, get on it. Oh, don't worry. There's already art of me with a wiener recently.